Welcome, folks. Darryl Martin, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, you get the Dow Industrials up 67, Nasdaq's up 14, S&Ps are up 5.5. We got gold down 6. Bonds, you got the 10-year up 3 ticks, the 30-year up 4 ticks. King dollar up 300 ticks. And as you come over to our website at TFNN, folks, you're going to see right on the front page, $10,000 we're giving away. We have a virtual trading contest. It is on the Nadex platform. You can sign up right now. The way this is going to work is that you have from now until Thursday, this coming Thursday, at noontime in order to sign up. The competition will start on Sunday. That following Sunday, that's going to go from Sunday to the following Friday. First prize is $3,000. Second is $1,500. Third is $750. Fourth is $500. 6th through 10th is $250 apiece. And then what we're going to also be doing is that each trading day, Monday through Friday, we're going to give away 5 separate $100 cash prizes. And, of course, our man, Mr. Darryl Martin, each and every trading day, you're going to want to be listening. Well, you want to listen to this program every day anyway. Bottom line is that he's out there trading it every day, 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. Now, as you sign up for the virtual trading contest, folks, you're also going to get in the Tiger's Den for free. And then next Thursday, after the close, I'm going to be doing a workshop in order to have you understand how to trade this platform. Darryl Martin, what's going on?
How's it going, man?
Going great. You having a good day out there?
I'm having a great day.
Yeah. We get volatility, man. There's no doubt about it. You know, the currencies are volatile. We have Alibaba coming out with their IPO, folks. You have we have triple witching. The futures already expired on the open. The close is going to be volatile. And bottom line is that, you know, I suspect, you know, we're going to see whether it's all of the above, meaning Alibaba ringing the bell, Apple ringing the bell, and triple witching ringing the bell. Because what you have here, we'll see whether they're going to sell the news. But Apple, out of all of them, Apple, to me, is the biggest. And this is what you have. Yes, and I got my bear suit on, and that's the... my man Jay burned his. Okay, that's cool. That's a beautiful thing. And what you have, folks, is with the Apple deal, it's 100.72. That's the number. Apple hasn't been able to basically stay over that. Well, it's been able to stay over that number with no juice. So today we're going to have some fun out here. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. We go over to the futures first, and we take a look at these futures. And don't forget, folks, you can bring this platform right up. And once you get the platform up, Darryl has an outstanding analyzer that it will certainly not tell you whether to go long or short, but what it will do is get you the best contract available for your risk versus your reward. You know, on the S&Ps, on the open here, we did have that spike to 12.12, and to me, that would be the trade. You know, so we'll see whether we can get that S&P up to those levels. So what's been going on?
I'm watching gold right now, but I'm not seeing anything saying it's really just going to pop either way. I had to go pretty far back, get some magnet levels. I was looking back basically earlier this year.
Yeah. You
know, because it's been driving on down.
No doubt.
But the next magnet price I got is down right around 12.11, so 12.10.5.
Yeah, it's going to get interesting. So we have a Friday. The gold contract itself, folks. What gold has done is this: is that it's coming into, well, first off, it broke your June swing low. Yesterday you got to a lower low. You had volume of 151,000 contracts. In correlation, however, that is much lower, by the tune of 75,000 contracts lower, than the lows that it's going into. And that's the essence here. The lows that we're talking about are the lows that were generated in December, as well as the lows that were generated the last June. So the real, if you look at the GLD and want to see that correlation, it's pretty tight, meaning the GLD, I suspect, on a weekly basis is going to do about 30 million shares. 30 million is going into 63 is going into over 108, So what you have there, what you'd be looking for if we want to trade gold, is that what you would be looking for is a rejection. First, I think a spike down to this spike low that we had, probably even to 17, 18, and then a rejection of that price. King Dollar, King Dollar is extended right now. Well, King Dollar has done exactly what it should have done. That's the bottom line. It's up 345 ticks, and it had made a price point of 84.90 yesterday. The actual number is 84.94. That was the swing high that's going after. So my take. Okay, so to cut to the chase. Okay, it's a beautiful thing. My take out here today is that you're going to see this S&P flat or negative. I suspect it's going to have to do with the Alibaba coming out. It's going to have to do with the bigger issue to me, though, of this Apple deal. Because Apple come out with their the lines are extraordinary today. This is where folks. No, this is where the news is great. There's no doubt about it. You get Alibaba coming out. I just heard Jack Ma's interview. If you heard Jack Ma's interview, folks, you can understand why Alibaba is Alibaba. Okay, he was smooth. He was great. He was encouraging. And I can see that the type of leader he is. He's definitely a leader. Man, if you didn't hear it, his favorite movie is Forrest Gump. And he listened to he said he's listened to Forrest Gump 10 times in the last, I don't know, couple of years. But he just listened to it right before he came on to into New York. And the main reason he was saying that he was listening to it is that, I am who I am. So, when I was thinking, I was just driving in, I said, man, this is so cool. Because it really is. You think about what he's done, number one. 15 years ago, folks, this guy had no money. Okay? So that is amazing in itself. One of the big deals with Alibaba is the non-transparency inside of the company itself. He addressed that the way that he was addressing that. Okay, is that, and this is about the Alipay, is that that the public would know the truth or the story. He didn't say the truth, in the coming years. And I suspect with that. Yeah, somehow, folks, what Ma did is placate the powers in China to grow. Somehow he did that, and maybe it was through the Alipay. Who knows? But somehow that was done, because it just doesn't happen that they let entrepreneurs get as large as he has. So.
Somebody's going to make some extra money in the back end, I'm sure, over there.
Well, they already did. I mean, the shares have been dispersed. That's what that, I suspect.
That's the easiest way to make that happen.
That's it. And
that's the motivation to let it keep happening.
That's the motivation. Everyone gets a little piece of it. Okay, here we go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like what you do to make this grow helps you. Yeah.
That there's no doubt. And then, when you live in a society, as China, bottom line is that that's the only way you can do business at this point. It doesn't mean that it's not like that in the future. The thing that's amazing about that, too, just when we talk like that, is that wasn't too different than dealing, probably in the United States in the Wild West days, in the 1910s and 1920s. It was probably the same thing, So, as I was saying yesterday when we were talking about Scotland and the UK, you have to take power. Power isn't given away, folks. That's the bottom line. So. Okay, come on. We need a test of this S&P, folks. We need maybe.
Come on, do something. Let's move. Let's make it move.
I want that test. So because what we have, we're stagnant here, and it looks like the stagnant in the marketplace is just waiting for the Alibaba deal to open. You had the first pop up in the S&P into this 2012, and the key is going to be like where does it open? Number one. The IPO went out at 68, so the shares were allocated last night at 68. What will happen now is that they're basically getting indications of what the public will pay for it. Whether that's going to be 88, 108, 208, whatever that is. Then the trade will start. And I suspect that's exactly what this market is waiting for right now. They're waiting for this trade to get up and going.
So, and I honestly, I just haven't kept up with that as much. So I know they've had the IPO, and then, so when are they ringing the bell? Like, when are they actually going public?
Right now.
Like on the exchange? Oh, right now.
Yeah.
It is on.
Right now. So they're trying to price it out right as we're speaking right now. I mean, I expect this thing will come out, maybe.
Okay. Okay. So they're pricing it out now, and then what they're doing is once they finalize what that opening price is going to be, then it'll
That's right. Like if we had got an allocation, whoever got the allocations last night at $68. Okay?
Okay.
So all of a sudden, everyone that owns it at $68. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to open at 68. It'll probably open at 100. Okay? And if you bought it at 68, great. You can sell it at 100. You just made a fortune. Okay? And that
and they sell a whole bunch of calls on it. And
well, there's not going to be no options, not the first day anyway. But that would be sweet.
Too bad, huh?
Yeah, no, exactly. And so it's going to be how it trades after it gets open. But my take is that this market's waiting for it. And when you look at the UK, when you look at the DAX, folks, they didn't get any juice. You know, when I put this all together, it's like the S&P itself. Okay, so if you take a look at the S&P, we have continued. Well, let's put it this way: the S&P today has a chance to go topside with volume, or has a chance to give it up on volume. That's because we got triple witching. You got everything happening. It's all there. So if the Bulls are going to win the fight here, guess what? They have the chance. If the Bears are not necessarily going to win the fight, because it's going to take a long time, to get to lower price. But if they're going to win the day, well, they have a chance to do that. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate it. So the first indication out there is 80 to 83 on Alibaba. You know, so that's a $20 deal. Hey, so we're having this trading competition, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about how different people are going to be trading at different times of the day. You know, I mean,
night and day, weekend,
night and day.
Yeah.
And so, can you walk through that? Like, we have plenty of people that have to work, of course, during the daytime. So, what would be some of the good vehicles that they could trade at night or before they go to work in the morning?
That's like one of the cool things about Nadex is with the limited time contracts.
Yes.
I mean, you can do 23-hour ones, but you're probably not going to want to choose an end of day if you have a very short schedule.
Right.
Because you'd have to. I mean, not that you have to babysit it because your trade is your stop. You know. But, I mean, if you go and you go low-cost trade, I mean, you're looking after 8 a.m. if you want to do one that goes, like, to the end of the day. Like, you have a really bullish or bearish view on something.
Yep.
I would start after 8 a.m. because, like, on all the indices and even on the FX pairs, all the new spreads come out.
Okay.
And let's catch up on that when we get back.
Absolutely. You stay right there, folks. Darryl Mott, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us. You can sign up for the Nadex competition, folks, right here, right now. Come over to our website at TFNN. Dow Industrials up 58, NASDAQ up 12, S&Ps are up 4. We're going to be right back. Welcome back, folks. We get the Dow Industrials right now up 55, NASDAQ's up 12, S&Ps are up 3.5. And the virtual trading contest, folks, starts next Sunday. So Sunday night we start trading. Realistically, most of you, I suspect, we'll start trading Monday through Friday. We're going to give away $10,000 in cash. We're talking with our man, Mr. Darryl Martin, right now, and we're talking about the different contracts that we can trade on the Nadex platform. So.
Okay, so we're talking about on the break there, sort of, people have, want to go and work. They're working during the day. They want to maybe do some trades in the morning, or they want to do some trades in the evening. For those who want to do the trades in the morning, definitely, I'm saying after 8 a.m.
Sure.
Or 7 a.m. for FX.
Right.
Okay? Because those are the end-of-day contracts. They come out then, the shorter ones.
Right.
And that just gives you the opportunity to pay less premium. You don't want to put a trade on like at 8 p.m. for 4:15 the next day.
Right.
You'll make more if you can get that same contract around, let's say it's just flat overnight, okay?
Yes.
You'd make more if you waited until the morning because you're not paying for that premium overnight. Go ahead.
And what's so cool, folks, is that what you can't do in this contest is this, okay? You just can't take your $25,000 and pour it on one contract, okay? So I want you to read the rules, and we did that, specifically so that you can understand, so it can be as real as possible. So the maximum number of contracts that you can place in any order is 10, okay?
Right.
And each participant is only allowed one entry, meaning that you can't sign up 15 different times. What will end up happening is that, well, if you sign up on different computers, I guess, there's some way that the attachment of your computer is saying, okay, that computer.
Well, they're going to have names. So at the end, I mean, they're going to cross-reference everything.
Yeah.
So I think it's an exchange. They have compliance people that just live to find things, right?
Right.
So they literally have people that their job is to sit all day and look to see if there's any discrepancies. I'm not talking about the contest, but they have people that's what they do all day. They're watching for money laundering and everything, just like any exchange is supposed to do.
Right. Well,
and so they're putting all that stuff together. And I mean, the bottom line is, I mean, we just want people to get in there and trade and show what they got, you know. And you got $25,000. You're not risking anything, but you can make some nice cash. I mean, we're giving away what, $10,000 in cash total?
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yes. Yes.
And
I gotta pull back. I forget what the last and what will happen, folks. Every day there's a leaderboard that's up, so you'll see the changes in the leaderboard. I gotta pull the last one and see what the last one was. How
it was pretty hefty.
It was hefty, and I believe it was on the currency, right? And he got it the last couple of days because I remember talking with the guy. So what does happen? This was really cool too, folks. Okay. If you haven't traded the currencies before, it's like you can trade the indices, trade currency, like gold or silver. You can trade gold or silver, you can trade oil. You know, you can basically spread that risk around to see where you're shaking out here. And as Darryl was just talking about, was 45 grand. Okay, cool. What Darryl was talking about is that the aspect of these different contracts, meaning 2 hours, 4 hours. Well, you can roll from one contract to the other. You know, you get 1 or 2 hours, good. You roll to the next one. You roll to the next one. And in the middle of this, here, I got to look at this for a second. See this IWM? I should have realized this morning. Last night I knew it too. So the Russell 2000, folks, okay, is the weakest index. This is like an ABC down. This is going to be interesting to see how this shakes out because the Russell's the first one that's going negative out here. The S&P is up 3 right now. I suspect, you know, well, let's put it this way. What I'd like a test of that spike this morning. You know, we'll see whether we get it. Because to me, this is this is going to be a wild day, particularly because it would make absolutely 0 sense that we go flat or we go down with that much good news. But it seems like option expiration with Alibaba and Apple, this would be a perfect scenario that we could come at a high, an extraordinary high. I remember, you know, and I'm sure most of us remember things like this. It was about, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago. And I remember, like, all this good news that came in the market one day, and, like, the market went down. I'm saying to myself, how does that happen? This doesn't make any sense, right? You know what I mean? And, you know, that's what markets like to do, folks. That's what it comes down to. But we'll see.
And one thing, I wanted to bring up, like one of the traders that follows me sent over a thing about Alibaba, and he's like, hey, man, it looks like they're talking right now. There's 5 big undisclosed mutual funds. They got requested billion blocks to hold in their mutual funds. 12-month target, 188. And I'm like, at first I'm like, wow, right?
Yeah.
But what's really funny is that's like just a regular day trading on Nadex, getting that kind of return on an investment.
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Yeah, that's a day.
That's
not a
pretty
12-month
heavy.
target.
You stay right there, Dow, Martin, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Dow's up 51, Nasdaq's up 8, S&Ps are up 2.5. We're going to be right back. Welcome back, folks. Dow, Martin, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Dow Industrials right now up 51, Nasdaq up 6, S&Ps are up 2.5, and the NYSE is doing their best to get Alibaba kicked out the door. It looks like it's going to be run around about 80 to 83. Something to remember, folks. Okay, this is this is the first time I ever heard Jack Ma speak, but this is the guy himself. This is the second time that this has gone IPO. This went IPO in China, okay, in Hong Kong, and bottom line, he ended up buying all the shares back. When IPO, stock went up, and then guess what? Stock came all the way back down. Gave him another shot to buy all the shares back, which he did, and I'm sure all those poor people that... And what happens with a buyback like that, folks? Once you buy back so many shares, the rest of them you just have to... That's it. You take them in, and it's over. So... that happened, and when he did it, just so you understand something, when he did it right before the crash of 2007, and that was the top of the market in Hong Kong, which is a really mind blower. So this would be really crazy if, in fact, that's what shakes out today. I mean, I suspect the statistic on that, Darryl, got to be pretty intense, man. And, you know, I don't, right?
Right. Insane, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Never mind doing it once. Doing it twice would be really a trip, you know. But we'll see where this shakes out. The market itself is waiting for it, though, and I suspect what they're waiting for is that does it go from an 83 to 100 ASAP? And if you've never seen an IPO price out, number one, and trade at the beginning, folks. Don't trade it, but it's a blast. It's a blast watching it. There's no doubt about it. Now, if we could trade the Nadex product on that, it would be really great, because what would end up happening, folks, is that your trade would be a stop. The problem with trading an IPO when it comes out like that, especially something like this, is that you might as well just throw the dice, because you're just flipping left and right. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And you know, some people will make a lot of money and some people will lose a lot of money. It's sad but true, you know. And what does happen, just so you understand, when an IPO comes out, if you're going to trade this thing, the first day, right, there's no margin on that. So whatever that comes out at, if it's 84 bucks, guess what? The 84,000 is going to come out of your account, okay? And there will be, we had a question in the den, will there be...
there's no Reg T or portfolio when it first launches, is there?
No. Because it's the shares themselves. You know, that changes quickly, but the first day there's not. Right. There will be options on Alibaba. That won't happen today either, but they'll come up very quickly. I suspect 3 or 4 days they'll have those babies going. It has to do with the allocation of the shares and the actual. No one gets physical shares anymore, folks, but it's the allocation as electronically as these go around. That's what it comes down to. And those market makers down the CBOE for the options are going to need something backed up in order to trade those options. That's what it comes down to, because the option market maker, the smart option market makers want to go delta neutral, and they're just grabbing each side with the trade here. That's how this shakes out. So
we got gold going back down. I keep trying to test that right there.
Let's go take a look at. You know what I was looking, and he had brought this up a couple weeks ago, Daryl, is that if you trade the futures in gold, folks, okay, you absolutely have to go over and look at the Nadex platform, because Daryl had brought up a couple weeks ago the tightness in the bid and offer, and you know what you're paying, and it's amazing, because after you brought it up, I've been going out there, you know, not every day but quite a bit, okay, and it's amazing that it's running in ticks now. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, I mean, it's just flying.
Yeah, no, it's just absolutely amazing. So
I wanted to go ahead, but
no,
I want to show that point I was talking about on Alibaba. You know, about the stock moving so fast.
Yeah,
and people get caught up and like, wow, man, this could be worth 3 times as much. I can make double my money.
Right.
You know, here's like a gold contract. I just got it up. I'm watching. I haven't hit the button yet. Okay. But I'm looking at, like, you know, at 12:13. Let's just say it does decide to break with a little volume. That's pretty much where I see it going. Okay. And just a little below the deviation. It's before the last magnet. I know we only got till 1:30. You know, so a little bit of time there. But I'm selling at $91 at the cap of $100. So let's just say I sold it at 85 by the time it, you know, got down to where I wanted to get into it. Right.
Yes.
So $15 I'm putting up.
Okay.
I could make 80. I could make up to 85. But I mean, I could go in and easily buy it back. If I sold it for 85, and I buy it back for 30 less than that.
Right.
Right. Huge. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's triple my money right there.
Right.
I basically went from $15 invested, and all of a sudden now I have $45 coming back in my way if I take it off at a $30 take profit. And like this happens all the time on Nadex. I'm not saying everybody's always going to win.
No.
That's just trading in general. But I'm just saying the ability to go in and double, triple, quadruple, profits on investment and risk, both. Is really not an unheard of thing. It's not like I can't get in on the IPO. I missed out on the opportunity, or I don't have the money to go buy all this stock and wait for 12 months for it to get there. I mean, this is. It just these things move.
It's there every day,
and it's not a rare thing. I mean, they move a lot and they change in price a lot.
They do, and it's important, folks, that when you do this, right, that just because you can put a trade on for $15 and $25, that you don't turn around and say, okay, let me have 40 contracts instead. Okay?
Right, because you're not buying a stock that you're going to hold for 12 months or get dividends on or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's a derivative.
And that's one of the hardest challenges too, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
Okay, and so when you're test driving this, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Because what ends up happening is that, let's say you go for 1 contract, 2 contracts, all of a sudden you win, you say, oh my God, I just double, triple my money, and then when you lose, you only lose a small amount. What tends to happen is that you say, oh, let me have 10, 20 contracts, then you get up to 40 before you know it, and then all of a sudden the 41 you lose on. Okay, so don't do it. That's the essence of what I'm talking about. Because mathematically it's very hard to triple your money and go over triple. That's what I've seen more than anything. Okay, you can get up a certain amount of money, but if you are at a double and a half or over, you better take half of that money off and get it out of the market and then start again, because somewhere you're going to get hit. You're just going to get hit, and you'd rather get hit on a smaller amount, and that's where the drawdown comes, and you start it again, and that's just how it is.
Well, and even like, I mean, if you go, especially on the spreads,
yes,
okay, because the spreads are a lot more like trading the underlying market,
right?
You know, it's like buying a call or put, right? But with the short-term expiration, so you're not getting killed by all the Greeks and everything.
Sure.
And on those, you go in and figure out what your stop would be. You know, let's say you'd have a 2-point stop or a 3-point stop on gold, or, you know, maybe a 4, whatever it would be.
Yes.
Okay. And then if you can find one with a similar risk to that ratio there, then that's really an ideal trade, because then you're able to put on a similar trade as if you were selling a future or buying a future, but without having to worry about the stop loss and manage it all day. And that's how somebody could, you know, going back to that original question, beginning of the day, how could somebody do this, you know, if they had a full-time job? You could put trades on in the morning.
Sure.
You could take profits on.
Right, and that's
your
crucial.
risk is capped.
Right.
And you can walk. And I had a question come in that was pretty funny. That they're like, it says that we can only trade on the Nadex platform. I wanted to sort of highlight that for them. That means that it's not you're not getting credit for your futures and forex and stock trades on the trading contest. Okay, but you can use the scanner. The question was, can I use the scanner, or does that give me too much of an edge? It does give you an edge, but you can use the scanner during the trading contest. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Oh man, I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, cool. Because so what happens is this, folks, is that on Daryl's scanner, okay, when you have a live account, you can actually hit it, and it's going into your live account. That won't happen on the contest, okay? That doesn't mean you can't test drive the scanner. Have the scanner up. The scanner's going to tell you what the best contract is.
Oh, it'll do it on your demo too. We have it on both. So you can do it on both, because it actually uses the platform that whenever you submit a ticket. Okay.
I understand that, but I'm not sure. This is coming off our servers, Daryl. So
I know it's the exact same thing. I guarantee you, because look at the ticket right here, Tommy. So it says Nadex.com in the ticket.
Yeah. You're
submitting a demo Nadex ticket. Right.
Listen, man. I understand what you're saying. I'm talking about how this contest is set up internally. I understand what you're saying. That a normal trader's account you can. I'll find out. Okay.
All right.
Just so you understand, it's internally that this thing is set up, not externally. But we'll find that out, folks. Okay. But the bottom line is that you can absolutely use the scanner. Okay.
100%,
to get you the contracts that are the best, whether you're going to be a bear or a bull, and on your time frame. And it's crucial, folks. Okay. It's going to be really crucial because. Well, it's always crucial because there's always money on the line. And in this particular case, though, you'll really get your head wrapped around exactly how powerful Daryl's scanner is. Because it's, because what happens, and we haven't talked about this for a while, and Daryl may on a show, but what happens, folks, is that at certain times, you can be almost trading the exact same type of spread, and one costs more than the other, which absolutely doesn't make any sense. But guess what? That's a supply and demand curve, and that's what happens. So use it. That's the bottom line. So.
Oh, we're moving on our gold. So we're going. It's pushing right there. It's right back to that low of yesterday. If it can break through with some volume, we'll go. So
look at that. That's a nice bar too. Okay, so.
Yeah. And we're starting to get some decent volume. It's getting up there to around 6,000 contracts, getting pretty close.
Yeah, so we hit that level.
We've hit that level twice in the last 2 days.
Yeah,
we're back at it right now.
No doubt. And this has some juice.
Both times though, it was like we didn't have as much volume as we have right now going right into it. We were pretty close yesterday in the morning.
This is heavy. That's saying it's going to spike it, folks. That's saying you're going to spike the 12.16. So the 12.16.30 was the number. We've hit 12.16.70, which would make sense. But that's all right. Guess what? Let me see. 10. Oh man, this is 5 more minutes left in this bar. They could really spike it.
If they go, that thing's going to fly on down. So, if it rejects it, it's going to fly right back up.
Right.
And hit 12.23. And it's going to be one of the. That's the two targets. It's 12. But basically 12.10 and 12.23. The
scariest thing for me inside the gold market right now, folks, is this. Is that what has happened the last couple of days is that so picture this. The S&P has gone up and gold's gone down last 3.5 weeks, right?
Right.
Last couple days, what's happening is that as the S&P just comes back intraday, gold's going down more. It's like, oh, great. So now you're going to change the context, and the S&P is going to go south, and gold's going to go south, which, of course, we saw in 2008. You know, that was the essence of it. So it's like, okay, you know. So here we go. You're at you just got below the low, 12.1620 we're at right now, and what you have is that the correlation on this 10-minute bar, you wouldn't be biting right here, folks. But as Darryl said, you know, you could put orders in under this market, and what that does dramatically is get you the contracts, number one, on a spike. You know, so you know, whatever low we have, this decides to hit in this 10-minute bar, it will get tested. Because there's 4 minutes left in this 10-minute bar, which is pretty wild. Yeah, so
it's doing pretty good, man. If it keeps it going, there it goes. It passed 6,000.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So what? Tell me that setup again. You're trying to get in at what price now?
Okay, I'm basically trying to get. I've been looking for it to break this low over here that we had on 918.
Yep.
Okay.
Which it just did, right?
Right. The low of that was 1216.3.
We're right at it.
We're right at it. We're right at it.
Yeah.
We're at 1216.1. We technically broke it by a couple ticks. We also broke it with more volume than we had before.
That's right.
Okay, and now we're really breaking through it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for a move down to 1210.6. And I want to say that's from earlier in the year.
No,
like
that's
I had to go way back to find that.
Yeah, you do. You do. Right. And on a Friday, that's nice, because what you have, folks, is that you certainly wouldn't want to be juicing it right here. You get 3 minutes left. What you'd like to see, if you're bullish on gold, you get a little bounce out of here. Well, you can even get to that 1210. You get a bounce out of here, and you come back for a retest. Then you get some real action, man.
And we got 1209.5 is a 1.5 deviation level as well. So that's, I mean, we got magnets and we got deviation side by side lining up.
Right.
And like I said, there's been nothing between here and 1210 for, you know, like 10 months.
Yeah.
So we definitely got some.
And you get a Friday. What happens on Fridays, folks? Okay, if they're going to slam gold, guess what? Friday's the beautiful day to slam gold. It doesn't open.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, you know gold better than pretty much anybody I know.
Yeah, Friday. Friday's the number, because what happens, folks, is that it's the hot potato. There's no one to buy your gold coming at 1:30 this afternoon until 6:30 Sunday afternoon. You know, so the real question, you know, always is, and this was, by the way, this was when gold was even at highs. You know, gold was at real highs, so picture something. If you're holding gold over, meaning as a gold dealer, that's when we had that exchange, like, that was so dangerous, it was unbelievable. So everyone would always want to move gold out, you know, at highs, and you just have to find someone else that was confident enough that over the weekend gold would go higher versus going lower. Because, you know, the higher you go, you know, when you're at 1900, the bottom line is that, you know, percentage-wise, you get down a few percent. Well, a few percent is a lot larger number than when you're down a few percent at 1200 too. So,
right.
Yeah.
And then we're at a deviation level right now, so we're pushing on that. But man, we got look at that volume spike. There we go. We got 12,000 contracts.
It's a big number. And, you know, and what's bullish here, folks, is that they actually can't get it lower with that many contracts. You know, because normally what should happen is, let's see, we're at 1216, 12. Yeah, it should be 1206, man. You know, so 1206. You know, price-wise, 1206 is game intraday here, so it's going to be interesting. You stay right there, Darryl Martin, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us. Dow right now is up 49. Nasdaq's up 4. S&P's are up 2.5. Gold's down 10. We're going to be right back. Welcome back, folks. You get the Dow up 55, Nasdaq's up 6, S&P's up 3.5. And don't forget, folks, we're doing this virtual trading competition. We're giving away $10,000 in cash. You have until this coming Thursday at noontime to sign up, okay? And, you know, bottom line, you should go over there and sign up right now. The computers will shut you down. And that's Thursday Eastern Standard Time, too, by the way. The contest is going to start the following Sunday. It's going to go from Sunday to Friday. And you can see all the details on the front page of TFNN. And as you sign up for the virtual trading contest, folks, on Nadex platform, you're going to be getting into the Tiger's Den, growling a problem with all the folks in there 24 hours a day. And then I'm going to be doing a workshop that same Thursday. Don't forget, after Darryl and me today, we got our man, Mr. Basil Chapman. He's going to be growling a problem with you next hour. Nico and Paige are going to keep you happy. Our man Darryl's going to be right back at 1 o'clock. Dave White, and then we're going to be I'm going to be coming back here. The Alibaba IPO is not out yet, and I suspect, you know, we'll see they're trying to tighten that bid and offer up. That's how this shakes out, folks. So the last indication, it was basically $3. They got to get that thing tight down to the pennies. And the way that it gets done is on the book, is that how they can get someone closer buying and or selling. And right now it's still a little bit too away, but I expect you will see that baby get out. They won't push it beyond noon. You know, they claim that whether it takes 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, you know, that's what it's going to take. But the reality is that they like to get it out. If it goes beyond 11 a.m. Eastern time, folks, well, beyond 11:30, people really start getting worried. Like, okay, hold on, what's wrong? What's wrong? You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Now, tell us about the workshop you're doing.
Well, what we're doing with the workshop is that we're going to, number one, show them the trading platform itself, and number two, the art of timing the trade, meaning specifically what you and I do here on Fridays. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sweet,
As to what you should be looking for inside the context of whether it's the futures, whether it's the indices, and what you'd be looking for on a short-term basis, so that they could basically turn around and, you know, have a better shot of finding maybe the better contract to trade at that particular time. Because what you also have, folks, is that there's timing issues inside the indices for sure. You know, the indices themselves, right. What ends up happening, I happen to like the indices right from the get-go. The reason from the get-go is that, you know, things are a little unsettled. The more unsettled things are, the better off things can get. Doesn't mean they will get, but the better things that can get, you know.
And I think that's you know, one thing. Like they have your workshop coming up next week, and you know they can get a dip if they're brand new. If you're listening right now, get a demo now. They'll give you another demo just for obviously the contest, right?
Yes.
But
yes.
Go on there and start practicing this week.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you know, start getting in shape, right?
And listening to you every day at 1 o'clock. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, because what will end up happening, folks, there's going to be a lot of news. There's a lot of news out every week, okay? But Darryl sets up some outstanding trades that you're going to want to basically follow. And that's what it really comes down to. And that what we have done, and that's why we've opened up the den so that a lot of different ideas can go in there 24 hours a day, so that you can decide, you know, you may want to follow some trading ideas in there. We have a lot of great traders in there. And you know, they've been out there for a long time. So the communication platform will be opened on a 24-hour basis. That's what it really comes down to. You stay right there, folks. Darryl, thank you so much, man. You have a great day, safe day, and of course we look forward to the show at 1 o'clock. You stay right there, folks. I got our man Basil Chapman coming up. Nico and Paige are going to keep you healthy. Dave White, and I'll be back here this afternoon. Have a great one. Darryl, thanks so much, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one.
You too. You're great.